If you are looking for a high-end 55 plus community that offers one of, if not the most active lifestyles of them all here in Arizona, then you have to check out Victory at Verrado. My name is Caden Leali. I am excited to show you around Victory at Verrado, explain to you everything it has to offer, and see if it will be a good fit for you. Because it isn't the right community for everyone, but I do think it checks most of the boxes, if not all of the boxes, that you could possibly have when looking for a 55 plus community here in the Valley. Without further ado, let's get started. Victory is one of Arizona's newest 55 plus communities, located at the southern base of the White Tank Mountains here in Buckeye, just north of the I-10 freeway, so it is one of the more central 55 plus communities. If you are doing your research on the different communities, you would know that a lot of them are on the outskirts of town, but Victory is quite different. It's only about 30-35 minutes away from downtown and Sky Harbor Airport. They also just added a Costco on the other side of that I-10 freeway, which is less than 5 minutes from the community. It also has all of the shopping and dining that you would need in the community there on Main Street that I'll explain a little later in the video, but they also have even more shopping and dining just outside of the community a couple of minutes away. So Victory at Verrado's location compared to these other 55 plus communities is very prime, very close to downtown, and the airport has all of this shopping very close by, which is just something that these other communities can lack sometimes depending on which ones you're referencing. Now, if you are comparing the different 55 plus communities, I have the resource for you. It is my free 55 plus community guide. It has a one-page summary of every single 55 plus community here in the greater Phoenix area. It has a map that plots all of the different 55 plus communities locations out, and it has a spreadsheet at the end that compares all of the different numbers from HOA fees to average home prices. Everything you could possibly need when doing your research on these different communities, it contains. So reach out to me for that. My name and number on the screen, and I can send it your way. Now, a little bit more about Victory at Verrado. It is part of Verrado, which is a larger master plan community. It actually won Master Plan Community of the Year a couple times in a row. Verrado is an all-age community, with Victory being the 55 plus section. Now, Victory is separated from the rest of the community, and it has its own private clubhouse, the Victory Clubhouse, which only adults can use. Only people who are 19 years of age and older can use the amenities here at the Victory Clubhouse. So you are separated from the all-age section of Verrado, which can be nice. I am excited to show you around the Victory Clubhouse. It is one of my favorite in the entire Valley. But before I do that, let me tell you about the Verrado Clubhouse, which you do have access to as a Victory resident. I mentioned that the Victory Clubhouse is only for adults and it's private. The Verrado Clubhouse is kind of catered more towards the kids, so this is for the all-age area of the community, and you get access to this. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. You have your Victory Clubhouse that is adults only, and then if you have kids come into town and visit, they can go on down to the Verrado Clubhouse, which is more kid-oriented. They have a play pool and more entertainment for them. And you get access to both as a Victory resident. So again, best of both worlds. It's very nice to have two different clubhouses that are catered towards two different crowds. The clubhouse in Victory is one of, if not the nicest in all of Arizona. It's situated right on top of this hill that overlooks the golf course and has some amazing views of the White Tank Mountains. It's a very modern clubhouse, so it's very up to date. They only started building Victory at Verrado in 2016, so this clubhouse was built around that time, and you can really tell walking through it. Everything is very luxurious and up to date. Now, one thing that I mentioned is the great views of the White Tank Mountains. With the community being situated right on the southern base of the White Tank Mountains, it feels like every single street you drive by, every single home you look at has these great views of the White Tank Mountains. You really have to go into the community and feel it, but driving through Victory, the street feel is not like any other community. You have these great tree-lined streets that are very green and lush, contrasting with the White Tank Mountains in just about every direction. It's just a scene that not too many other communities can claim. Back to the clubhouse, it does have a full service spa, a 7,000 square foot fitness center, a billiards room, many multi-purpose classrooms that host some of the clubs that go on here at Victory. I mentioned Victory is probably one of the most physically active communities out there. It just feels like people are always using the amenities here, but they also have a lot of different clubs and interest groups. They have over 75 clubs, and people often start clubs when coming to the community. Very many residents see that there isn't an interest group that they like, so they will start one. That's something that you can do as a resident here in Victory. They have a media room, a separate arts and crafts studio. They call it Arts and Crafts with a View because, again, it has those amazing views of the mountains and the golf course. They have the Vic Bar and Grill, which is their full-service restaurant. They have an array of different menu items there, and their patio overlooks that golf course and White Tank Mountains once again. Everything just seems to have a view of these mountains. Stepping outside of this clubhouse, you have 3 resort-style pools, a lap pool, and a whirlpool whirlpool spa. There is also a yoga lawn, and of course the tennis and pickleball courts. They are actually building more pickleball courts as I make this video because of how often their current pickleball courts are being used. They need more room. That just goes to show how active this community truly is. And that really is the biggest draw to Victory, is how active it is. It feels like everyone is always using the amenities, whether it's physically active or being in one of the 75 clubs and interest groups. Residents just make a point of getting involved in the community. They came here to retire and enjoy this phase of their life, and it feels like the Victory residents really take that to the max. It is one of my most recommended communities for this reason. It feels like a lot of either newly retired or sometimes even still working people just love this community because of the location, the views, and because everybody else in the community is pretty similar to them, shares similar interests, wants to be involved in the community, and really makes the best of it. Now, one of the most unique parts about living here in Victory is the Main Street area. This is something that really no other 55 plus community has. This Main Street area is located right there in Verrado on, of course, Main Street, and it's just about a 2-mile drive up just through a residential road, so you can take your golf cart down here. And on this Main Street area, they have all different types of shopping, entertainment. They have different open air bars and restaurants. It's just a very cool spot to be and enjoy this Arizona nice winter weather. They also have these string lights that are hung from rooftop to rooftop, so at night it makes for quite an experience as well. And that little Main Street area leads on over to their open courtyard area where they host different kind of events and festivals there as well. And then that is where that other clubhouse is, the all-age clubhouse. This area right here is known for being very sought after. There's some patio homes that are right on this street. And it's very unique because not too many other communities have something like this. This Main Street area also leads over to Verrado Golf Club. So if you are a golfer, there are 2 par 72 courses here in the Victory Verrado area. They are known for being 2 of the better courses across the valley as well. They do different memberships there where you can buy bulk tee times. Now membership, there is a waiting line right now because of how many members have joined, but it's not too hard to get a winter tee time if that is something you're going to be doing a lot of. You can get tee times during the winter. And then these courses are renowned for being some of the best across the valley because of the amazing elevation changes through the mountains and the contrasting from the green grass to those white tank mountains. Let's talk a little bit about the housing options here in Victory. So the downside to Victory is it is one of the higher priced communities just because of how sought after it is, because of its location and just uniqueness compared to these other 55 plus communities. You will find many luxury homes with great views on the golf course for well over $1 million. Those are going to be well over 3,000 square feet as well. To talk about the median sales price here in Victory, it's right around that $650,000 range. And these homes are going to be about 2,000 square feet. Some will have a pool, some will have better lots than others. But if you're looking in that $650,000 to $700,000 range, Victory will have some great options for you in that 2,000 square foot range. Now, talking about the entry level home in Victory, you're looking at about $400,000, and that will be a 1,200 square foot townhome. You'll share one wall with your neighbor, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Some of them have about 2.5 bathrooms because they'll have an attached ensuite, which is pretty unique. But that just kind of goes to show that Victory is definitely a higher priced community because of how sought after it is. You can see a 1,200 square foot townhome is costing about $400,000 here. So if you are just wanting to enter the community, be a resident, and take full advantage of the community feel and amenities, you can get in for around that $400,000 range. Now, the nice thing about the homes here in Victory is they are still building brand new homes. So if you want to customize your home from the ground up or buy a quick move-in spec built home, you can do both of those here in Victory. They have 6 active builders here in Victory at Verrado. So it also gives you a lot of different options. Some builders build larger homes, some builders build smaller homes, some builders are better than other builders. I do have a complete Victory at Verrado builder guide if you would like that. It goes over all 6 of the builders, their track record, and kind of what price range each builder builds in here in Victory, because David Weekley is known for building the larger, most luxurious homes in the community, while some other builders like KHOV are known for building those kind of smaller 2,000 square foot homes in that $600,000 price range. So a lot of good information there on that guide. Reach out to me and I can send it your way. Now, the monthly HOA here at Victory is $240, and that covers both your clubhouse and the Verrado clubhouse. So it breaks down to $120 for the Victory private adult clubhouse and then $120 for the Verrado all-age clubhouse. And you do have to pay both, even if you're not going to use that other Verrado clubhouse. They require you to pay both because you are both a Victory and a Verrado resident. Comes out to $240 a month, which is about average compared to some of the other 55 plus communities here in the valley. Maybe maybe a little bit on the high end, but this community is very well manicured, and I really do think you get your money's worth when it comes to this HOA fee. And that is just about all of the information I can pack into this 10-minute video. Obviously, the best way to get more information on this is going to be giving me a call. I know it's intimidating to call the realtor off YouTube, but I promise you that if you have any questions on this community, I'd love to help you out with those and send you over my free 55 plus community guide, one-page summary of all the communities. It has a map plotting out all of the 55 plus communities and that spreadsheet at the end to compare all of the different numbers that you could possibly want to compare on these 55 plus communities. Reach out to me. My name and number are on the screen, and I am a licensed real estate agent here in the greater Phoenix area. If you are planning a move to one of these 55 plus communities, or maybe a 55 plus community is not for you, I'd love to help you out with that. My name and number are on the screen. Feel free to reach out, and I will see you in the next video.